Joining us right now with more on this is former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb. He's also a CNBC contributor, and he serves on the boards of both Pfizer and Illumina. Yesterday, you had the president talking about how great it is that disinfectant can kill these things, and maybe we can get a shot for that. That has Lysol, the manufacturer of Lysol, now coming out and trying to say, hey, be careful, don't use our products in that way. They're not taken for oral ingestion. Not sure how serious the president was on any of this, but it does get to the point that people are so desperate, and maybe it's very important to be giving good advice, solid advice to citizens about what does and doesn't work. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, look, I think we need to speak very clearly if there's no circumstance under which you should take a disinfectant or inject a disinfectant for the treatment of anything, and certainly not the treatment of coronavirus. There's absolutely no circumstance in which that's appropriate, and it can cause death and very adverse outcomes. So people should not be doing that if that was an impression that was left by any of the reporting around comments that have been made in the last 24 hours.
Hey, Doctor, your successor, Stephen Hahn, the current commissioner of the FDA, was asked about President Trump's comments last night on CNN about injecting, for example, things like Lysol, which now they've come out and tried to clearly push back on. He was asked about that directly and effectively told people to call their doctor. What was your reaction watching that?
Well, look, I think when these kinds of issues come up, we shouldn't do anything that would try to normalize them or even leave any doubt that that perhaps there's any kernel of credibility or truth to doing something like ingesting bleach or injecting bleach as a treatment for anything. So I think it's just important to speak plainly, speak forcefully about these things, and speak very clearly. There's no circumstance in which you should ingest or inject any kind of disinfectant or bleach for the treatment of anything, and certainly not for the treatment of coronavirus. I think that just needs to be said very clearly.